ask you, how would you like to grow in your career? Right now, I'm asking you, do you have a clear answer? This is something that when I get to this topic with a candidate on a job interview, it's so interesting to see how they answer, because some are very clear. Then I want to go do this, I would like to improve with these skills, blah, blah, blah. But most people don't. Very often, I see that people fall into what they think it's expected from them. I have been in this position, so you shouldn't be in this position for too long. Let's say after like 1 year, I should become a team lead, and then probably I should become a manager, blah, 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 blah. It's not what they actually desire, it's what they think they should desire. Career growth is very individual. For everyone, it means something different, and even though I understand that companies want to make you grow, because very often when people are not growing, they leave a company, right? So if a company wants to sustain people, they need to allow that to them. However, with that, I see that a lot of people get options with the career growth, and again, then they fall into this is what I should desire. If I would put that in like a corporate terms, you can, let's say, grow into being a manager and being like boss of people, right? Managing people, or you can keep growing more as an individual contributor. That's one way how to think about it. People think that they should grow into a manager position. Don't feel pressured into it. I feel like there's something missing. Having only two options of ways how you can grow, I find it personally very restrictive. That means that if you don't want to be a leader of people, that there's a very strict way how to be developing yourself. And being an individual contributor, usually that means in a career growth that you're getting more and more and more specified, which means that you cannot really enjoy the variety of stuff. There is really missing a career growth path in a corporate for people who don't grow in a linear way. Then these people are very often seen as job hoppers. It tends to be pretty difficult, and I have to say, since I am into human design, I'm seeing manifesting genders taking that route. If this is you, here's a way how to go about that. Two options. Now about being restrictive, right? So let's say two options that you might have possibly right now. One scenario, let's say that you are working in a big corporate, in a big company that's very stiff in the structure, and you unfortunately cannot really pick up on other roles and so on because it just wouldn't fit in the structure. If you really, really want to stay in this job for whatever reasons, then I would advise you to take some stuff on site. If you are especially manifesting generators, you do have the energy, and in a way, you actually do need to burn that energy somewhere. Do it in some places where you really want to grow your passion, whether it's going to be a hobby, whether it's going to be a side hustle, volunteering, doing whatever it is that you, or maybe just going to gym, I don't know. But doing something else that fulfills you outside of your job, or you're gonna... The second option would be to actually find a job where you can fulfill more of your desires at the same time. Usually something like that you can do more in a smaller company, in a startup, in a place that will allow you to grow in a different way than just completely linear. I have to say this is something that generally is very, very close to my heart, because I get like passionate about so many different things, and when someone is forcing me to only focus on one thing, I not only get bored, but I suddenly feel like I have no life force. Suddenly doing just that one thing feels so difficult. I cannot concentrate. It's super, super difficult to me. So if this is you, trust me, I get you. Now I want to come back to, if you choose a certain path because you feel that you're pressured into it. What I'm seeing when someone feels pressured, whether it's by society or specifically by someone, when someone feels pressured into following a certain career path or certain way of growing in their career, they mostly take the route of being someone's manager. Now, this can get very dangerous very quickly, because suddenly you're not only influencing yourself, but you're influencing others, and because you don't want to be in that role, whether you consciously realize it or not, you're actually making other people's lives miserable. Now, I have seen this in many different scenarios, in people I have coached, in candidates, and then in real life situations with people around me. And then one thing that often happens there, well, there's again more scenarios. So there's more ways how I can easily recognize it with a client. First, already when I ask them about career growth, they say like this, and probably I would go this way. This already shows you that they are just blindly following something. But interesting it is in a moment when they don't even realize it, and when they actually think that this is what they want to do, or this is what they're meant to be doing. Sometimes, obviously, it's driven by ego, you know, people who just want to feel more powerful than someone else. That's why they want to be in a managerial position, because they don't feel happy with where they are. So they need to show you. That is one case. But then how you recognize it also in an interview, when I ask them how they like to manage or lead people, the answer of what they say sometimes is pure gold. It's incredible. I cannot even tell you how many different ideas and ideologies about how a manager should act and what a manager should do to be a good manager I have heard from candidates. But barely no one says that they would actually want to find out what the people in the team want, or anything slightly similar to that. And I'm sorry, but you can read 3,000 managerial books. No matter your intention, if you don't actually listen to the people who are working with you, it's completely wasted. I've even heard stuff like, I'm here to coach you and so on, but no one has asked for your coaching. You hire a coach. Your boss is not your coach. They can be if the person who is in your team wants that from you, but you cannot force your coaching on anyone. Now, people who come to me for career coaching, it's usually someone who... It's not that much people who just want to get a new job and trying to nail a job interview, but it's more people who are just somewhere where they're feeling stuck and not fulfilled, and they realize they don't actually know even what they want to do, what type of job, what type of company, and so on. If you are in this position, my advice to you would be to sit down in a calm space, take a pen and paper, and just start from questions that are actually very, very simple. Just start writing down everything that you love about what you're doing at this moment. What is awesome about the company, atmosphere, your job, team, manager, everything. Then do the same thing about what you don't like, what you hate, what frustrates you. Find the positive and negative outcomes. And usually they are almost like the two sides of one coin. Now, if we were doing this together, we would take quite some time to really dig deep, and then we would find some of these stuff that are really common in both of them. And we would put together what are actually your values and what you actually really want from your work. When you come up with these things, don't judge yourself. Don't think that it should be one way or another. My recent client, she actually wants to be somehow fulfilled at work, but it's not the most important thing for her. She wants to be more secure and have a calm place, be able to grow, but most of the stuff that she is actually working on is outside of her work, where she's volunteering and she wants to go hiking, do a lot of sport activities. There is no judgment behind what you actually want in life, but first you need to stop judging yourself about that. Obviously, all of this is still something that is still just the beginning of you understanding what you actually want from life, but it's definitely going to point you in the right direction. And what I mean with that is actually, even if you at least realize what you do not want, because that's still a first step and an amazing, super important step. If you would like to work on something further like that with me, let me know. I would love to embark on the journey with you. And it's definitely amazing I love to see how empowered people get in the moment when they actually realize what they want, and then they realize that once they know what they want, it's quite easy to get there. It's not a rocket science. You just need to allow yourself to get to know yourself and to allow yourself then to also be yourself. And then magic happens. Let's be here for the magic. Let's do it.